So if you're new to KDP, you might be asking yourself, like, how many keywords are enough to be successful for one book? And how do I increase my profits with my existing keywords? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. And if you hear baby chicks in the back, it's because they're in the next room and they are hatching. It's really interesting when you pursue time and relationship freedom. When you're able to make money online, you're able to have more time to do things. And so my husband was like, let's teach the kids about homesteading. So we have an incubator. We're hatching chickens. We have 8. At the time of this video, it's Easter week. So it could not be a better time to teach our kids more about Easter and the holiday of Easter and why we celebrate it. So when I began learning about KDP, I was really like, why is there so many things to figure out? Like, I used to tell myself I'm not very good at math. In fact, I was so bad at math in college that I was evaluated for a math disability because I had so much anxiety around it. And I was actually diagnosed with a math disability. And this was at the same time that my on and off again boyfriend passed away suddenly. So a lot of trauma in my life, and it just came to like a full front. So to be able to graduate college, I had to get the math done. And there was a program locally that taught you how to test out of math, and they had a 100 money back guarantee. So before my diagnosis, I did this, and you guys, they gave me my money back. I just couldn't get it. I could not understand what was going on. So part of the math requirement, I was getting an art degree. Part of the math requirement, like, I had to do something, which was so weird because I was using math in art. You have to know measurements. You have to be able to understand certain things with a camera. Like, there was just some application of math that was not registering with me. Anyway, so like the only other option was like that the university said was I could take earthquakes and volcanoes because that included math. And I had already taken chemistry. I barely passed chemistry. Whew. Anyways, earthquakes and volcano math is so hard to find, like the tectonic plates and like when an earthquake's gonna happen. Like, it was hard math for me. So numbers, keywords, stuff like that. Like, I had that story in my mind that it was really hard. But guess what? I married someone that's really good at math. His degree's in math and short math. I'm really good at. I'm faster than everyone in my family. And everyone in my family has had higher, besides my little 2 youngest boys, everyone in my family, my husband and my oldest son, they've had harder math classes than I've ever had, but I can smoke them when it comes to fast stuff. So I'm just letting you know, like, you can do things with disabilities. Like, and my husband now, he says math is a language. So if you're not spending time immersed to learn it, then yeah, you're going to be deficient. Yeah, you're going to have a disability. So that brings me to this idea of, can we overcome our lack of knowledge with keywords, just like I did with math, and really it's about being immersed in it. And one of the foundations of immersing yourself in a successful platform that's built on an algorithm to find customers is understanding the way it works. And overall, as a whole, I hope this training gives you ideas and ahas about your creating your own keyword method process, because I've taken courses from lots of different people that taught KDP, but really I kind of came up with my own stuff after iterating from them. Well, like, okay, that worked for them, but I'm in this niche. So it's important that we lay the foundations of marketing and business, because when you do, it makes a lot more sense. So I have 3 circles here, and they represent the 3 markets that every offer in the whole world go under. Any product you've ever bought will go in one of these categories. That is wealth. That is how to make money online. That is how to use KDP to make money online. That is real estate investing. Okay. Health. What type of food do you eat? What type of food recipe books do you buy? What type of working out programs are you buying? And what are you doing in life to make your relationships better? Some people upgrade their house because they think it's going to increase their relationships. Some people invest in therapy. So, really understanding that the world is circumvented into 3 categories that can be broken down will really help you understand KDP and keywords, because there's books in every single one of these categories, right? Now that we've seen that, like, the business world, everything, our whole worlds are based on 3 areas, we can start thinking about, well, okay, what type of book do I want to be in? Do I want to publish in the health? Do I want to publish in the wealth? Do I want to publish in relationships? And I think we can get really deep in the details, because a lot of us do children's books and coloring books. And it's like, where does that fall in there? Well, there's a lot of areas, right? Like, if we're trying to teach children how to be proficient in math so they can actually be good at making money online, like, that might be in the wealth. But we might not be marketing it that way, right? I always joke with my husband, like, he should run my Amazon ads because he's so analytical. He'd probably find these holes where I could be making way more money. But that's not the way it is. It's me figuring it out. And I have had him take Facebook courses, but there is something to be said about, like, creating the book yourself and then running the ad yourself, and, like, really being immersed in the product and in the process so you can optimize. Anyways, that's always really interesting to me. So we don't necessarily, some people might actually say types of books are niches, but I would say that the type of book actually goes inside of a niche. That's the way I want you to think about it, because categories can cross promote, and that's really where the power of KDP comes in. So here's a list of just some that I put down quickly: notebooks, journals, workbooks, activity books, coloring books, children's books, log books, travel books. Like, all of these things can fit inside different categories, right? So if we were to dig into the health category, it could even be broken down into 3 more circles, right? Mental health, fitness, wellness. Even that can be broken down further when we think about all the things in mental health, right? I just went one step deeper into mental health, which now we've got a whole demographic of depression, anxiety, mindset. Like, being able to go down certain levels is really what it's about, versus, oh, you need this many keywords. You're going to get the 7 back-end keywords for your book listing. So think about that. If you have a activity book about mindset, let's go down the rabbit hole of mindset and think about all the things that people are going to be typing in to find something, to find a solution to their problem. So when you think about creating a book, think about, can you write out the 7 solutions? Pardon me. Can you write out the 7 problems that your book solves? Those could all be keywords. So we talk about, like, am I using enough keywords? The best way to do this is, if you do have a lot, is to scatter them all over your description and be able to paint a story for your customer about how this book is the solution to their 8 problems. Now, an important aspect to remember is that a confused mind never buys. So if you come up with an idea for a book and you can talk about how it solves one problem really well, that's even better. But I don't want you to get overwhelmed thinking that there is one way to do something, because your iteration is more powerful than mine. And I say that because you're going to take what you learn from me and you're going to implement it until you get results. And then once you get results, that's your silver bullet. Like, no one can touch you, because that's you. And that's something I will talk more about on the channel, is that your unique abilities position you differently than anybody else. And while it's great to learn from people that have gone before you, it saves you a lot of time. It collapses a lot of heartache. No one can really replace your contribution. So there might be some areas you guys know way more about anxiety than somebody else, and you're going to be able to position that book in the anxiety niche. And when you write down what are the 3 areas inside of anxiety that people have problems with, you're really going to be able to niche down appropriately. So I want you to think about that when you think about keywords. We're not just Googling to make money. We're really actually solving problems. And we could definitely go into a tutorial of this with BookBeam and kind of see what we come up with. But I want you to just remember that there are so many problems in the world. And when you think about the problems, that's going to help you create a book more than, I'm going to find a keyword. Like, you want to pair those together in the beginning so you know that you're solving a problem that's actually searched about. But there's a lot of people that just want to search for the keyword and then try to, like, I'm going to try and solve this problem when they haven't done the proper research. And that's really what makes a book sell for a long time, is that you recognize the problem and your solution is good enough that it's scalable. It's not, oh, I bought this book once and it's not that great, so I'm going to leave a bad review. No one else is going to buy it, right? Anyways, if you need more videos about niching down inside of a particular marketplace, then I think the best thing to do is to subscribe to my channel and write niche markets, because niche markets is bigger than Amazon KDP. It's like being able to sell your book in other places too. Love you guys. Peace out.